But down the beach here, you know, it's got some really peaky wedges. It's super shallow, so it's punchy. This morning, definitely look for, you know, these guys to be looking for two brads out here. It looks like we got a rider up now, Dave.
And it looks like our surfer in blue, Jeremy Flores, who is definitely on a roll, and he had to get out of that one. Flores is coming off a couple of runner-up spots that have put him into the top spot after 3 events on the QS. Our surfer in red, Burrow, he has done some damage out here. He's one of the winningest surfers, not only in Rio, but up and down the coast in Brazil. He comes into this event number 6 seed, number 6 in the world. Taj is a threat, definitely underground right now. Nobody's throwing out his name, but watch out. Taj really loves these kind of crazy mixed-up conditions and can throw some air.
100%. And, you know, growing up in Western Australia, Taj Burrow, he's used to surfing slabby little waves like this, so he'll be comfortable, and, you know, he'll have a good knack for finding those teepees out here.
And then our other person in the water, yes, it is Brett Simpson. Simpson wearing the white singlet, the 31 seed, equal 29th after 3 events. Brett's looking for a breakout result here. A little positioning here, our surfer in blue, Jeremy Flores, looking for a barrel ride. And he's going to get it whether he likes it or not. Nice cover up. It starts to drain another section, can't push out through that. And looking into the sun, that's another issue.
Good call, Dave. Yeah, it'll blind you. So you're kind of guessing where to be on the wave. Get that a lot in these morning conditions when the sun comes up, you know, right in your eyeballs. You can see right there, Jeremy stalling, dragging that back arm there, trying to maximize that tube. Going to be a tough cookie too, but Jeremy really knows how to find those gems. You know, being from France, it's just like this.
As we take a look at Jeremy Flores with his second priority and going for the, oh, he comes out of that one, and a big surprise, and the local announcer just starts to light things up. Jeremy Flores picking up where he left off at Saquarema with a good wave. With priority, and I'm not sure if he jumped on that, was Taj Burrow. Looks like he let that one go, and maybe Brett Simpson got a wave.
Wow, so there you go. We saw Jeremy sitting on that little rip current and scored a nice open wave. See how that thing stayed open, so allowed him to get barreled. And that quick hit there, that took so much agility. And it looked like we saw Brett Simpson split the peak there. And there's that backwash, again, making it that wave sort of wonk, move up and down. It makes it really tough to surf.
There's some luck involved out here. And spectacular location in the Indian Ocean, spending most time either in France along the beach breaks there, a lot of time in Hawaii, and down with his father in New Caledonia.
Yeah, he spends some quality time and quality surf. It's amazing the places that Jeremy chooses to call home. You know, amazing waves. And again, looking on your screen right now, it does have a lot of similarities to Hossegor in France, so that'll make him pretty comfy too.
Serious beach break. Okay, so opening waves, looking at the best one, the keeper, possibly Jeremy Flores, his third wave, a 7.0. He's now trying to get rid of a 2.17.
Stoked. You know, he's been on tour for forever, and here he goes. Looks like he found one.
With priority and down the beach, well, he just bolts, and then Simpson further down the beach. Guys are having trouble looking into the sun and picking off exactly what the wave's going to do.
That was interesting. You know, Taj was a little deeper, but he didn't have priority. So Brett went ahead and took that wave, and he was on the right part of it. It stayed open for him, but couldn't quite get down the face. Right there, he sees a sketchy little exit there for Taj, and there goes Brett just on the end there. We just missed him, but he basically fell from the ceiling, and he ate it pretty good.
Well, what I'm noticing right now is that Jeremy seems to be off to the right there, and he's looking for lefts.
Yeah, I think Jeremy is just sticking to those little rip currents. That's where those waves are staying open. So now that he has first priority, he can be a little more creative here and kind of spread out through the lineup.
To round number 2 with third priority is Taj. Looking at this, Jeremy has first priority. And finally takes the right. Jeremy, acting like it's the home break at maybe Hossegor, as you said, he finds an in and out.
Wow, that was pretty sneaky right there. That was a super challenging wave. It wasn't exactly a good one, but he got a backup score.
Taj really deep. He's got a high line pump, and it's going to close out on him. But I like the way he was thinking. There was opportunity. Every time I see the black part of his board, I think it's broken.
Did you see that, Dave? Taj got so hammered. He got worked on that, and that just shows you how strong these waves are. And such a clever backup score here. Again, that wave's not very nice. You can see it was backwashy. It closed out really quick for Jeremy, but super smart. He knows exactly where he is, Dave, in this heat, realizing, hey, I got the only score. If I can give it a little backup right now with a 4 or 5, I'm going to put these guys in a pretty heavy position. So he's going to find himself with a strong lead.
Well, that's his 4th wave. He's trying to replace a 217 to take the lead, to start to distance himself. One thing interesting about the takeoff, he did not even think about a bottom turn. He wanted to set his rail immediately mid-face and get moving.
Yeah.
And it's all about pulling in and getting out. He's done it twice. That last wave, that was somewhat of a keeper, a 517. Prior to that, a 7.0. He's comboed the field with very low scores, but still comboed the field.
Yeah, and so now he's on the prowl. And this was a really nice wave for Jeremy, almost sneaking out there. But you can see now that he's got that comfortable little lead there, especially with that backup score, he's going to look for a wave. He'll be a little more selective and try and get a score into that 7 range.
Well, it looks like Ricardo Christie, he'll be wearing white when we come into heat number 2. He'll be up with Kelly Slater and Adrian Ace Buck, another inside section, plenty of speed. And our surfer in white's got to be happy with this. Brett Simpson found a little nugget.
Wow, beautiful turn there.
Out the back, our surfer in red, and can he get around the corner? Well, there's a bottom turn, but chasing down some open face into the sun. Taj Burrow in and out, wave number 4 for him. Curious to see what Brett's going to get.
Yeah, so he had to take his time and go around the first part of the section, which the judges won't like too much, but then he caught up to a nice little barrel. So if he could have dropped straight away into that barrel, see where he's bottom turning, he could have been in it that whole time. So there was a potential 9 or even almost a 10-point ride there, but Brett kind of got airborne off that drop, so that penalized him a little bit. And that turn was massive, but just got a little too loose with the fins, and he couldn't hold on. So, you know, it's going to just be an average score. But again, at least he'll break that combo situation, because it's, like you said, Dave, Jeremy doesn't have 2 huge scores. He's only got a 7 and a 5, so it's, you know, it's still wide open with 11 minutes to go. When it's these kind of waves where you have to find it yourself, it's not really obvious. Kelly is above and beyond the field. He is just so good at, you know, finding those waves that stay open.
It'll be Kelly Slater, Adrian Ace Buck, and Ricardo Christie coming up next in heat number 2. You're watching heat number 1, and it looks like Brett Simpson gets a 4.50 on his 4th wave. That cover-up, as we take a look at our surfer in the far right-hand corner, go for the cover-up, and he is not going to make it out. I believe that might have been Taj Burrow. Taj looking at a left here, and let's see what's going to happen. And yeah, he on it. There's a bottom turn. Nice snap off the top. Can he make it around this next section? Taj does, and hits the lip again, and then a spectacular backwash. Here we go, a little bit of Makaha going on. And our surfer in white is Brett Simpson, caught behind the curtain. He goes down. So can Taj Burrow get out of the combination situation? All he needs is a 2.18, and he'll do that. There is now 5 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in this heat. It's really, it's a wave-finding contest. You've got to find the right wave.
Let's take a close look at this first maneuver. Again, he's probably surprised at how open it is. And he kicked the tail out. So nice, heavy, strong maneuver. And then got one more little re-entry before the wave closed out. And you can see that backwash because of the high tide, Dave. So, you know, I think it's going to be a pretty solid score.
Ricardo Christie, the 26-year-old, Mahia, New Zealand, East Coast North Island, ready to take to the water. And what a great run he had last year. Really stressful in Hawaii, but he's on the tour. Oh, and look at, there's some waves marching through, and unfortunately Taj got a duck underneath him, and the score coming in for Taj Burrow, a 4.50. So he's out of the combination situation, needs a 7.67. In fact, both Taj Burrow and Brett Simpson looking for identical scores.
He can get it really easy, so go shadow him.
Brett Simpson left by himself down the beach, and he is looking at this wave, and he's looking at his backhand. Here's Simpo from Huntington Beach. And a nice big turn, big fan. The judges love that. Backed it up, made the drop, and that's a pretty couple of solid moves there. Wow. Not easy to do.
Really solid. You know, a 7.67, you think he's going to have to get barreled, but look at these snaps. First big one, and that second one's even better. Really, you talk about critical. I mean, that wave was dumping. Super heavy, punchy barrel, and he just punched it right in the face. I love this second turn right here, Dave. Watch it, this wave bottoms out. You can see the transition is so steep and heavy. And Brett just tags it, tees off right there, completely disconnecting. will that turn the heat?
Well, remember, Jeremy's best wave was a 7.0, and Brett is needing a 7.67. So are they looking at Jeremy's 7.0?
Wow. So numbers are just now starting to drop. What do we got, Dave?
Look at a 7.57. Jeremy Flores wins the heat by 0.10.
That was so tough for the judges. That was really hard to get that right, but I think the barrels at the end of the day is what you got to concentrate on.